Woof, we've had a busy day, angels. So I finished up real estate this morning. I got my pre-workout. I'm actually gonna head to the plant shop. You guys are gonna come with me before my workout. My workout is with Ryan Milton. I switched teams. I'm with Team Flex now, FFLEX. And so we're gonna be doing that workout today. Hopefully my camera does not die. Let's hope that happens. If it does, that's all cool. I can always shoot tomorrow's video too. So today is a shoulder day. We're gonna head to the garden store. I may show you guys around there. I'm just gonna get some planters for my snake plants. You guys, if you have seen my Instagram, know I am obsessed with plants now. Thank you, Maria. She was in one of the last interviews that I did for the podcast, and she's a crazy plant lady and crazy animal lady like myself. Love animals, and now I love plants. And so I started doing propagating, where you take the plant and you basically create other plants. So you clip it and then you grow it in water, and it's super cool. So I'm going to be doing plants for friends, plants for the office, plants for new homeowners. So if you guys are looking for a place in Orlando and you want the best realtor who's going to be the most attentive and amazing, you know who to call. Or to email. So I'll put my information down below. You guys can go to my website. You can shop my Amazon finds. You can find me on Instagram. Instagram is the best way to contact me. So quick, so easy. And I know you're already on Instagram probably anyways. Or if you're on Facebook, you can like my real estate page as well. So let's get into this video. I'm gonna take you guys to the plant store with me. So some things we're doing differently on this prep than my last prep. Well, first off, we are tracking macros. So I'm doing if it fits your macros for my food. I'm not doing a meal plan. You guys know I'm like so big on meal plans. Like, I'm a psycho about meal plans because, you know, they do work. And I think a lot of times people don't know what to eat, so then they go over on macros. It's just very unreliable. But what we are doing is I'm planning ahead all the macros for the day. So doing clean whole foods. I used to hate when people said clean foods, but it's true. Like, they just don't have any extra ingredients in them. It's just the whole nutrient food. It's nutrient rich food, very minimally processed, if processed at all. You know, chicken, putting it on the grill is technically processing your food. But this way, it's the easiest digesting food. You're getting the maximal amount of nutrients, and it just works really good for me. And I tend to lose quite a bit of inflammation and stuff when I switch from doing any processed packaged stuff to doing the other route, where I'm doing more of that nutrient dense food. So looking forward to that. So I track everything in the app. He has an app that he uses, and it's actually the same app I used to use to train my clients, so I'm very familiar with it. And it has my workouts in there. So I'm excited for day one with him. I technically have already done a week with him, but then I took 2 weeks off just to really get a lot of my real estate stuff done, and to just kind of focus on that for a second and get off the prep train, because sometimes you just need a mental break. And for me, I just needed to focus on other things besides, you know, my meal plan and my training. And I decided to do more stretching in that time. You guys know from my last video, like, I started doing more yoga, which was so good because it really loosened up my back. And so now I feel even more equipped to prep this time because I don't have so much back pain. I'll be able to lift heavier. I'm still gonna be doing the yoga, I think, at night, or stretching, yoga or stretching, whatever I feel like doing. I'm gonna be very intuitive with that part of my training. And so I definitely want to keep that self-care routine, because I feel so good when I do that and when I take care of myself like that. So I do want to shoot a couple more like looks for you guys. I love doing the makeup stuff. It's so much fun for me. And on Instagram, you guys are like, can you shoot this look? Can you shoot that look? And so I definitely want to do that for you guys. It'll be a lot of fun. You guys always see me in my bummiest on YouTube. Like, I'm always in workout clothes because I'm either heading to the gym, I just came from the gym, or I'm planning on going to the gym later. Whereas like on Instagram, you guys see me in like real estate outfits, things like that, which are super like fashion forward. So it's like two different worlds completely. but that's fun for me. It keeps it interesting. For pre-workout, we are drinking AlphaSurge, a full scoop of AlphaSurge, which helps to deliver oxygen, nutrients to the muscle to help you to lift more. You actually get more muscle fullness from this. I have the pills in the car too, so there's pills and then there's the powder. I'm drinking the powder today, and then I also have Megawatt, which is gonna light me up, give me that electricity to power through my workout. So thought I saw someone I knew. Do you guys ever do that where you like turn? I used to accidentally like wave at people and I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're not even that person. It was so embarrassing. But anyways, I'm kind of tired. I'm hoping this wakes me up so that I can really push during this first workout. We really want to build the shoulders this time around. I was actually somewhere the other day and someone was like, I wish I had arms like you. And I'm like, what arms? Like, I do not, like, genetically it's so hard for me to build shoulders. So I'm gonna be really pumped this year to see that development come through. So I'm gonna work extra hard no matter what I gotta do. I'm gonna make it happen. And yeah, so cheers. You got your pre-workout, your coffee, whatever it is you have, and let's go look at some plants. So, okay, so this one gets flowers, super cute. And what is this called?
Baby sun rose.
It is so cute. I freaking love plants. Like, I could spend all day in a nursery. I could actually probably get lost here and just never go do my workout. But seriously, like, how beautiful. Like, plants just make me so happy. I also want to redo our outdoor area. I'm really loving these little guys. Like, these dudes are super cute. I forget what he said these are. I know that they're $8.50, but I love how they look. They're just so cute. Snake plants are like my favorite because you only gotta water them like once every 2 weeks. So much colorful plants. Like, look at these guys. Florida has the best growing weather. Like, you could seriously plant a garden and just freaking takes off down here. Like, we had a garden in Indiana and it was an herb garden. I don't know if you guys remember that from 2019, but I had to prune that thing back all the time. Like, it was crazy how much the peppermint grew. And the peppermint was a bully. It literally bullied a lot of the other herbs out of the garden. But yeah, it was crazy. We had so much basil. We had so much sage. It was just a lot. This place is huge. It's hot out here too. These are really pretty. I think we have a lot of these in our backyard. I really like how they almost look kind of like they're fake. These grow really well. And we have a ton of these guys in our backyard. I actually had to prune these back the other week because they're just growing like out of control. But they're super pretty. They have like big paddle leaves. So I came here for planters, and I think I'm gonna be leaving with more plants and no planters. How does that work? Okay, so here we go. Here's where the goods are. Oh my gosh, is this a wiener dog? So cute. Look at these little chickens. It's a lot of cats. A lot of cats. So plant shopping was successful, but now we're about to sit in traffic for like an hour and a half to get to the gym. Maybe longer, and the gym's only like a couple blocks from here. Just over here, traffic is horrible. I'm sweating.
You could even combine Nordic and Japanese.
Sweating like a mofo. You can like literally see my face is glistening. It is like, actually no, it's actually 90 degrees and 100% humidity, and my makeup is melting off. And I have my human design podcast later, and we're shooting video. You guys know I do video and audio. And so that's what you're gonna get a little bit later. Like, I know I look like a hot mess, but I'll probably just touch up a little bit with a little bit of powder or something. So I just finished my workout. It was really good. I already feel sore, which to me is a good indicator of a good back workout. So I'm excited to see what this whole plan does. I noticed that he likes to do a lot of like 8 range repetitions, so 8 sets, or it'll be like 10 sets of 8. And I find that I do really, really well with that because you have like the 60 seconds of rest in between. So you're taking that 60-second time to recoup, refill on ATP, and then go again. So instead of doing like the 12 to 20 reps, which to me, I'd rather lift super, super heavy and fatigue on 8 reps than do like endless reps at a lower weight. So this to me feels really good. I like the longer rest periods. I feel like so far the training is, so I'm excited to continue with this. Tonight I'm gonna go home. I'm going to eat probably chicken and some form of vegetable. I'm probably gonna do green beans. So chicken, green beans, and drink the rest of my water. I still have half a gallon to drink and it is 5:09 and I have an interview at 6. So I'm driving home. I'm probably gonna take a quick shower. Maybe I won't, we'll see. I always have to like plan around showers. I'm like, okay, if I take a shower now and then I have to walk the dogs later, I'm just gonna get sweaty again, so do I want to shower again after that, before bed? It's a whole ordeal. So usually when I am like this, I should just take the damn shower, because if I don't do it now, things are gonna get caught up and in the way, and then I'm gonna have YouTube edits, I'm gonna have phone calls, and then before I know it, I'm gonna be super tired. all out of energy and I'm gonna like pass the fuck out without taking a shower. And this happens to me almost every single day. You guys know I'm like so this is actually perfect to talk about this. I'm a generator in human design. So I have a human design specialist coming on the podcast tonight, which I'm super, super excited about. She is so sweet, so cool, and she used human design to change her entire life. I've used human design in my own life to accept the things that I always thought were weird or I was crazy for, you know, like having so much fucking energy. Like, I have so much energy. Like, I could, if I'm into something, I could do it for days and days and days. I always told people, like, you know, when I was building my website, I literally focused on it for like 5 days. When I learned ClickFunnels, I was like at home for like 6 days and I learned everything to do about it. I literally studied it and I was just hyper focused on it. It was like I can work on something for a really long period of time and get it done and I don't fatigue. But the thing about human design for me, like for generators, is that you can go, 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 and then at the end of the night, it's almost like a battery. Like, once you use the battery up, you die. And you don't actually die, but for me, it's like once I use that battery up, once I use that energy up, I fall asleep. So it's like I'll be doing all the things. Like last night, we got home, I edited 2 YouTubes, I got them up, I got all the, you know, stuff up with them, typed out all the captions, everything like that. And then I ended up doing cookies. I was like, I still have energy, so I had to expend all that energy. So I baked cookies and then I did meal prep and I did my chicken, I did my fish. What else did I do? I responded to emails. So I did pretty much all this stuff yesterday. Like last night when we got home from Disney, and then I worked out. And then as soon as I was done making the cookies, I was so tired, so fatigued that I just plunked out. Like I just went to bed. Like I was out like a light. And so that's a classic generator like scenario. So for me, I have a ton of energy. I have to use it up in the day or else I don't sleep good. And so I like to expend all my energy. So tonight, I'm gonna do the podcast, gonna get that edited. It will be on YouTube, so that's probably gonna be on YouTube before this is gonna be on YouTube, which is always kind of weird when I'm talking about things in the future and they're actually not in they're not in chronological order for you guys, and so you guys are seeing things before, or you're seeing this after, and it's like I'm talking about what's to come. So I'm always like kind of mindful of that when I'm filming videos. I'm like, okay, this is coming up, or this is already passed by the time that this is released. So anyways, enough rambling on. Tonight we will be meeting with her. That will be on YouTube. It's gonna be really good. If you guys haven't heard of human design, like, let me bless you with this information. It is life-changing. There's so many things in human design where I'm like, wow, this makes so much sense, like why I do what I do, and how to like decondition yourself from certain, you know, bad habits you may have so that you can show up the best you that you can be. And I think that is just such a empowering thing, you know, self-help, things like that. They can only go so far. Like sometimes a custom tailored approach is really like what we need as humans. And so this is exactly that. Like it's a custom tailored approach to self-development to be your best you and to live a life by design where you're showing up in your most powerful, your most like complete self for other people and for yourself and for your work and your contribution to the world. So it's really cool. And we'll definitely be diving deep into that today. And I'm excited to learn from her too. Like every guest I have on the podcast, the whole goal is to learn more from them. So like, for instance, I'll probably reach out to Ryan Milton. I think he's really cool. He's the one who's doing my coaching. And I'll see if he wants to come on the podcast and do an entire episode on bikini or on wellness and talk about like what it takes and like the mindset behind it and tips and tricks or whatever you guys want to learn. Like that's why we have these comment sections so that we can build a community and go back and forth. So if you want to hear about something, if you're like, I'm dying to know about this on prep, or I want to know like about this person, or I want you to have this guest on, tell me in the comments. Like I read every single comment that goes on my channel, and I read every single message on Instagram and every single comment on Instagram. So all of that is super, super helpful to me to building this community and to bringing you guys things that you want to watch. And I have no problem at all. I'm not shy when it comes out to reaching out to people and saying, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? Like, I do it to everyone that I respect and that I love. Like, I will just reach out to them and say, hey, like, I think you're super interesting and I would love to have you on. So if there is someone who you guys are like, oh my god, that person would be so perfect, or, you know, I think Celia would really enjoy listening to this person, I want to check it out. So if you do have someone that you're like obsessed with right now, leave them in the comments.